Guys will say male privilege doesn't exist and then go on a walk at midnight and then get robbed like kings. Girls will say female privilege doesn't exist and then pay their rent with pictures of their butthole.
While women are more likely to become victims of sexual crimes, men are more likely to become victims of violent crimes and homicide. Now, there's nothing pretty about any of this. However, like true female nature, women turn this into a competition, making one to be better than the other. While most men empathize with this statistic about women, women will never empathize with this statistic about men. Hey, women are naturally solipsistic creatures. It's not a bug. It's a feature.
Men are the easiest thing in the entire world. If you are wondering how you and another woman got the same man, it is because men are the easiest thing in the entire world.
What?
I have never wanted a man and not gotten him. Do you have any idea how many men have wanted me?
Oh, everyone knows how many men wanted you. You made sure the internet knows about it. Women actually take advice from these people? I strongly believe people who enter the corn industry have something wrong with them mentally. This girl needs help, but instead of telling her that, pussy-whipped society will tell her, "Go girl," or "Yes, queen." It's pathetic.
So let me tell you something, like a staple of the modern woman, right? They believe that they are higher than their level, right? So I've always said, you see when you take your makeup off and your lashes off and your nails off and your wig off and your hair inches out and then you go to bed, that's what you are. That's your level.
Oh
Don't,
my God,
hang on.
I love that.
Women want genuine men, yet they walk around with a pound of makeup on their faces, fake lashes for days, and acrylic nails that make Wolverine look normal.
So, you're a feminist. Can you please explain to me how you only find your power when you are working like a man, finding your place is equal among men, making as much money as a man? It seems to me like your entire movement is geared towards turning a woman into a man, like the most unfeminine thing you could imagine.
It's because this ideology wasn't really made for women. It's to benefit the large corporations and the powers that be.
Why is it when you put boys together, they just lose all composure and act like little children?
Right, oh, good question there, governor. It's a great question. I'll answer it for you. You see, the boys, when they get together, they've created this circle of trust. There's no judgments. There's just dumbassery and good times. So you guys are in those little gossip circles talking about how Sarah fucked over Farrah, and somehow that means they don't like Clara. Me and the boys are going to be out in the field seeing how many rounds of 5.56 it takes to take down a tree. So while you're out there dropping friends because they said you're not pretty one time, the boys are going to be saying the most fucked up shit to one another and still be best friends the next day. I knew a guy that blew out 4 fingers off his buddy. They're still best friends. Maybe we do turn into children, I'll give you that much. But the last time we were happy, we were children, so we want to feel that again. We resort back. So in conclusion, we know that time with the boys is finite. They could be gone tomorrow, so we're not going to waste a day. Guy friends, they just stay friends.
Guy is right. It also takes very little to make men happy. Additionally, men don't really delve into drama with each other. Unlike women who need gossip like it's their pacemaker.
You do realize that, here's the thing, well, listen, life is tough. If you want to compete in a male field, you got to deal with male problems.
I'm doing what I gotta do.
All right, so stop making
stupid. I'm not going to let you get the chance.
making excuses, because men have
I'm
to
not
say,
giving you a female perspective. That's
okay,
it.
well,
That's
quite
it.
frankly, here's the thing. Here's the problem with women, right? Y'all want equality when it suits you. You want to be treated like a lady and be given certain benefits and privileges, like she's asking for right now, while simultaneously now dealing with the same cons that men deal with in the same job field. If you want to work alongside men and compete with men, you have to deal with masculine problems. Sorry, that's how it goes. Because I promise you, guys are getting bullied and treated like shit too. The difference is they don't sit there and say, oh my God, this sucks, blah, blah, blah. Because the reality is when you graduate with a degree and that man graduates with a degree, you're going to be 10 times more likely to get a job offer.
Facts.
So, it's up to
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Women want equality, but not the responsibilities that come along with the privilege.
What is it that you think we need y'all for?
Wars, because women don't want to enlist at the same rate men enlist, and we kind of need to keep our country safe. So war. We need them to be police officers because women don't want to be fucking cops. We need them to go lay concrete because women apparently don't want to go do concrete. We need them to be engineers because women apparently don't want to go become engineers. We need them to go do bricklaying because women don't want to do bricklaying. That's some of the shit we fucking need them for. We kind of need them for society to continue. You know, they're only half the fucking population. We need them to continue life, you know? Man, woman, baby, kind of works that way. Even if you're like a fucking lesbian, you're still gonna have to go find some sperm somewhere to create a baby, to make sure your house continues to run, because it takes 2 incomes to provide for a house and a family now. To be garbage men because a whole bunch of women, it's not working. It's not working. The women don't seem to want to apply for them jobs for some reason. It's so weird because women can do anything, so you think they would do anything, right? But they don't seem to want to be like bricklayers and shit.
W take. See? Not all of them are delusional. I think this problem is more apparent in the West, less so in Asian and more traditional societies. I like the last point that she made. There are multiple studies done in Scandinavian countries, the most egalitarian societies in the world in terms of policies, gender equality, and cultural values that observe the rate at which men and women head into STEM and humanities fields. The research was crystal clear. Despite everything being equal, there are temperamental differences between men and women that make them choose the field that suits them. In the end, women choose humanities more and men choose STEM fields more. Men like things. Women like people. This is something that feminists won't ever acknowledge because their narrative crumbles with it. Good luck living in a world without men. We'd be living back in caves. But hey, at least we'd all be able to think about their feelings and nobody gets offended. And no more patriarchy that would oppress everyone, right?
Here's the thing, ladies. Why is it that I accept reality? I know that a guy that's 6'5" is going to be more attractive than me at 6'3". But why is it that when I tell a woman that's 24 is going to be more attractive than 34, they get mad about that and say, oh, no, well, there's guys out there that like older women or blah, blah, blah. The reality is you can't compete with younger women, period. If there's a bad 21-year-old and a bad 31-year-old, they're going with the 21-year-old.
Right. Because it's rooted in pedophilia.
And for what?
It's
What?
less
What are you
baggage.
talking about?
No, it definitely is rooted in pedophilia. It's all that no hair, looking young, like that's definitely rooted in pedophilia, and that's always been there.
Question for you. What if I said that women want guys that make more money and have more status than them, are more confident because females are rooted in stupidity? How'd that sound? No. I'm using your logic against you.
That's not
I'm taking hardwired attraction traits and I'm going ahead, I'm going to make it negative. So women want a guy that's better than them in almost every physical regard. Does that mean that women are rooted in stupidity? Yes or no?
No.
Okay.
The mental gymnastics and refusal to accept reality is just amazing. It's really a skill to live in that kind of delusion. These are women who can't accept their value decreases every year in the sexual market value. That's why they opt for shaming tactics. It's vile. But don't let these 304s get to your head, boys.
And wouldn't that mean that the woman's feminine role is conditional while the man's masculine role is static?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it would.
Okay, isn't that a privilege for women to be able to pick and choose when they want to be feminine?
But I think we deserve it. Why not? Men get everything else in the world. Men are... I think there is.
Okay, but wouldn't that basically be saying that you're okay with the double standards only when it benefits you and you're only complaining about the double standards when it doesn't benefit you?
No, I wouldn't say...
That's picking and choosing, right?
I get exactly what you're saying, but I do also think that double standards are a part of our life, and I think men still benefit from double standards all the time.
Can you name any double standards that benefit men?
You said it, I think men working sometimes does benefit them.
Okay, but does that have anything to do with relationships?
Yeah. If a man is working all the time, then it definitely impacts their relationship.
But don't you think that women traditionally have wanted men to protect and provide for them?
Yeah.
So then would it be any wonder why men are in leadership roles if women wanted it that way?
I'm not sure who is this guy, but I've seen his videos before. His way of questioning is insanely good. Women's mental gymnastics can't even jump through the logical hoops he puts them up with.
Okay, I have one thing to say if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So do you really want to marry someone that's going to tell you what to do?
I absolutely couldn't.
Right.
Okay.
If he tells you to delete Instagram, do you really want to be with him?
Nope. No.
Exactly.
Wow, really?
Security.
Okay.
Right?
Let me ask the ladies real fast. Do you want a guy, with the raise of hands, by the way, do you want a guy that's taller than you? Ideally? Raise the hands. Raise them up nice and high so I know who's who. Okay. Do you want a guy that's stronger than you physically?
Well, it's not hard.
Okay.
Sure.
Just asking. Do you want a guy that makes more money than you?
I mean,
No.
Keep it real. Keep it real. Like, let's say he makes 50% more than you do. So if you make 100,000, he makes 150,000. Yes or no? Raise your
Who would
hands.
say no to that?
You'd say no?
Who would say no?
Oh, who would say no? Okay, so it looks like it's universal. Yes. Okay. And do you want a guy that's more confident and ambitious and more experienced than yourself? Raise a hand on that one. Yes or no?
I do because
Just raised. I don't care what you got to say about it. Just say yes or no. Very simple. I'm a guy that's more confident and ambitious than yourself. Raise your hands. Get the hands up so I can see. Okay, interesting. So a couple girls actually don't want a guy more experienced. It looks like one or two less experienced. Okay. I'm just taking a note on that. Okay.
Some chats here.
Yeah, very interesting. Okay.
Let me finish Myron's point. It's interesting to see that they're looking for men who are generally better than them in every regard. Yet, they have the delusion to sit there and say they don't want to be told what to do. These men, the men that these women want, are the cream of the crop. They're the 5%. Do you really think these multimillionaires are gonna let some land whale boss them around? Well, the answer is no. This is the expectation that women nowadays have. It's insane. Myron got them trapped in their own stupid logic.
When are these ladies gonna understand shit is not sweet for men? Nora Vincent, the author of Self-Made Man, has died by assisted suicide. Nora was a radical feminist who believed men lived on easy mode and tried to prove it by disguising herself as a man for 2 years. Instead, what she found out is men actually have it harder and wrote a book about her experience. In fact, the experience was so bad, she had to stop at 18 months. She didn't even make it the full 2 years because she was starting to hate women due to how bad all of them treated her when they believed she was a man and was left with psychological scars that accompanied her for all her life. We as men keep telling y'all it ain't easy for us. Same shit, different sauce. Like I'm barely hanging in there myself. I'm 6'2". And I'm barely like God.
But that's the beautiful thing about being a man. Life is hard. It isn't supposed to be happy. The hard times, the crawling in the dirt, the nose to the grindstone, those moments make life worth living. If everything was easy, what good is life?
You want to know what fucking sucks? I'll tell you what fucking sucks. Shoveling a ton of gravel. That fucking sucks. The whole entire time I'm shoveling, all I'm thinking is, who the fuck are the women that want equal rights? The women's movement. Who wanted to do the man's work? Because I fucking didn't. I'd rather be inside making sandwiches and serving ice.
Making lunchbox for your kids, making little macaroni paintings with Timmy. That's what you should do. The gravel's sweating, bleeding. Let us do it. We're Bob the Builder. It's not fair, but that's what you want.
Iced tea. Fuck this bullshit.
Well, you guys invented that. Sneeko's right. You were supposed to be making lemonades and baking cookies, being all happy and protected. But no. Instead, you wanted a piece of the labor pie. The die in the ditch in the war pie.
Already taller than most of these men, I might as well be stronger. Here's me hip thrusting 415. And here's me actually thrusting it for those who want to say otherwise. Here's me deadlifting 225, slight work, you feel me?
Good one. While her numbers are definitely impressive, it's significantly lower than what a man can do. Men are the kings of strength and fighting. I don't know. The thousands of years of evolution probably helped in that, and that's a good thing. Women seem to forget men evolved that way to protect them. Now, they're trying to compete with men. and are getting smoked so bad.
But it's the hoe phase where it's like you're going to go and explore your options and have your journey of self-discovery. And then right around 29 years old, 30, 31, that's what I peg as the epiphany phase. And that's when women want to get right with God. And that's when they want to like settle down and they want to have, 2.5 kids and a golden retriever in the yard. And that's when you'll hear women say, we're all the good guys. We're all the nice guys. But they were left back in your 20s when you didn't want to sort of put a bet on a guy who had some potential, and now you're kind of out at 33, 34 as far as your selection is concerned. Meanwhile, men at about 30 are on their ascent to their sexual market value peak because it takes longer for a man to achieve the things that makes him maximally attractive and maximally arousing. So the guy might have, if he's played his cards right and he's maximized his potential, by the time he gets to about 36 years old, that's when he is at his peak sexual market value and has, if he's done everything right, money, muscles, and game, he has the same selection, or if not better selection, than the girl who's 23 years old who was on top of her game.
Patience is a virtue, gentlemen. Looks, money, status, game, frame. Cover the bases, and you're covered.
Okay, if men don't want a woman that's been passed around, what make y'all think that we want a man that's been passed around?
I'm gonna answer this young lady question because I get tired of people trying to rationalize this, trying to make this shit make sense when it's simple, when it's common sense. Y'all already know. This is coming from somebody who don't give a damn what y'all do with y'all bodies, bro. I don't care. I don't care. If you're not giving me none, I don't care. But I'm finna explain this shit to y'all. Well, first of all, men don't get passed around. We do the passing around. It's like y'all want things to be the same so bad, and it's not. The quicker y'all accept that, the faster we can get the fuck off this topic. And what makes us think a woman wants a guy that's been passed around? Because y'all show us every single day. Look at the celebrities y'all chase. Look at the ladies' men. Y'all literally go after the guys that... This is common sense, bro. Y'all show us. This is why... Bro, I'm done explaining this, bro. Can we move?
I feel his frustration. Her argument only works under the assumption that men and women are the same. It's inherently flawed because men and women are not the same.
To be fair, all men are dickheads. Can I just say that? Because I actually don't know anyone that's that nice who's a man.
For those of you that got annoyed at me for my response to that video, let's try that sentence, but with a different demographic. To be fair, all black people are dickheads. Can I just say that because I don't know anyone that's nice that's black? To be fair, all gay people are dickheads. Can I just say that because I've never actually met anyone that's nice that's gay? Hopefully we can all agree that neither of those sentences are appropriate for anyone to say. So let's all come to a middle ground and accept that we don't like misandry and we don't like misogyny. But unfortunately, within every demographic in the world, there are twats. And we have to...
Boys, listen up. As much as I try to make it apparent that some women are insane, there's a sweet middle spot that you need to be in mentally. Like every demographic, there are twats. If you go around under the assumption that all women are terrible, you're bound to become a meninist, the counterpart of the annoying feminist. I don't want you to be one of them, hateful, bitter, and lacking in self-awareness. I want you to be equipped well so you see a red flag from a mile away. But I don't want you rejecting a high-quality woman's love and affection just because of your resentment. That's not the goal with the red pill.
How many female-dominated industries can you think of that aren't related to sex or beauty?
Not a lot, and that should change.
Why should that change? What do you want to do? Do you want to throw the trash out? Do you want to go dig it in the mines and get exploded? Do you want to go fight wars? No, the hell you don't. You just think it should change because you're feminist brainwashed, bro. It doesn't go past level 2 with it. It should change because I should have as much power as a man. Okay, why? Because I want it. Really? No.
Society set us up.
Society
is set up for that.
How do we change that?
They don't know.
Great question.
Exactly. It never goes past that surface level shit. This is proof of brainwashing. When you hear people say this, you know they're a bot.
Let women take over.
Stupid, stupid, stupid. Wrong.
He's right. She's definitely a bot.
Do you believe
No.
men intimidated by powerful women?
No.
So why do a lot of powerful women be single?
It's probably their mental space.
As far as what?
Just the having power and feeling like you're gonna have power over me because of whatever power you have in your career. No, it don't work
That's
like
what
that.
it is.
I'm still a man at the end of the day, so
You ain't gonna have no power over me. I don't care how much money you get.
Absolutely. Just like I shouldn't have no power over you no matter how much money I make. At the end of the day, I'm still a man and a human being, so I'm going to conduct myself as such. And if you have an issue with that because of how much money you make, that's a you problem, not a me problem.
It's interesting because the more money a woman makes and the higher her IQs, the less likely she'll be able to find a partner. Why? Because of hypergamy, the phenomenon ingrained in women's brains to only date up and across the social hierarchy. Imagine a woman who is a multi-millionaire. Hypergamy dictates that she'll only date someone who has an income equal to hers and someone who makes more than hers. Now, how many men are there that are multi-millionaires? Yep, just a teeny tiny percentage. Now, within those percentage, how many do you think would want a boss babe? Strong, independent queen? Yep, not a lot. I'm inclined to say none of them. Now tell me why the modern boss babe, strong, independent queen is miserable in her 40s. She has 3 options at that point. 1. Lower her standards and settle with beta bob provider who'll do everything she tells him. 2. Help the cat industry. And 3. Cope and tell everyone that men are intimidated by women like her. Many opt for the first option, but you have to understand that this will make the women in the relationship miserable. See how complicated the problems are that comes with feminism?
This is just a reminder for men that scientists have now discovered a way for women to impregnate themselves using their own bone marrow. And the only child that can result from those pregnancies are female. So we no longer have any need for you, genetically or physically. So, tread lightly.
That is not true at all. That's not even a little true. It's false. No way. Not this time. So put down the mascara, honey, and use your brain for a minute. If you have one. You actually think that women can impregnate themselves? And that isn't a big deal to you? Besides, if you don't need no man, as you suggest, then I sure hope you don't expect men to pay for your meals when you go out on a date. I hope when that check comes, you're reaching for it every single time. But as we know, classic thing, I have never heard of a feminist who remains a feminist when the check hits the table.
That's the logic that modern women have nowadays. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something. Thanks for watching.